Good morning, kindergarten. Are you ready for your next read aloud? For today's read aloud, here's the note catcher that you need. It says Tuesday, April 14th, and our lesson is all about winter today. So we've got 3 questions that you'll be writing in the note catchers. Remember, if you weren't able to go pick this up or if you weren't able to print it out, then just write your answers on a separate piece of paper. Okay, so let's get started. Okay, so yesterday I taught you that different parts of the earth experience different types of weather. In most of the United States, there are 4 seasons, and each season has different characteristics or different ways to describe them. Okay, we learned that the 4 seasons are winter, spring, summer, and fall. Try to remember them in that order. Winter, spring, summer, fall. We learned that these seasons move in a cycle. So that means that they happen over and over again. Winter, spring, summer, fall. Winter, spring, summer, fall. Okay? Today we're going to zoom in on one of the seasons, winter, the first one. Okay, so our goal is for you to be able to compare and contrast all the different seasons by the end of all the read-alouds that we do. But today our main topic is winter. Okay, and the months that are considered winter months are December, January, and February. That was December, January, and February. Those are our winter months. Okay. So today you will listen to a new letter from your pen pal Annie, remember her, and she'll tell you all about the season of winter. Listen carefully so that you can tell me about the characteristics of winter. Here's Annie. Remember, she wrote us a letter. Dear kindergartners, hi from your pen pal Annie. In my last letter, I told you about the 4 seasons that occur in many parts of the United States: winter, spring, summer, and autumn. Today, I'm going to tell you about winter. What kind of things do you think of when I say winter? Snowmen, icicles. I'll tell you what I think of: cold. Winter is the coldest season of the year in most of the United States. The shortest day of the year is on December 21st. It marks the beginning of winter. Winter also includes the months of January and February. So, this is a think in your head question. You don't have to write this down. In the United States, what months are winter months? Okay, so I said it a few times. This is why you got to be a really good listener. Which months are winter months? I told you there's 3 of them. Think about it in your heads, shout it out loud, tell someone next to you or around you at your house. Which months are winter months? It can get very cold in the winter in most of the United States. We can tell just how cold it is by using a tool called a thermometer. A thermometer measures temperature, which is a number we use to talk about how hot or cold it is. When it is hot outside, the liquid in the thermometer rises towards the top, like this one. But when it is cold outside, the liquid in the thermometer stays down near the bottom, like this one. Another way that you can tell it is wintertime is by the way that people are dressed. What are the people in this picture wearing that helps them stay warm in the winter? Think about it. Look at the picture. Winter clothing is made to protect you from the cold and to keep your body nice and warm while you spend time outside. Hats, mittens, and scarves help you stay warm in the winter. Okay, so that brings us to our first question on our note catcher right here. It says, how do you dress in the winter? So to write that in a complete sentence, you could write, I wear, and then tell what you wear in the winter. Make sure you start with an uppercase letter, end with a period. Make sure you're writing nice and neatly too. If you need to pause the video for a minute while you answer that, that might be a good idea too. Okay? Remember that our pen pal Annie lives in Washington, D.C. This is where she lives. It is usually cold during the winter where I live in Washington, D.C. Sometimes it even gets cold enough to snow. I wish it would snow every day, but the temperature must fall below freezing, below 32 degrees Fahrenheit, in order for it to snow. If the air between the clouds and the ground is below the freezing point, then instead of rain, snowflakes will probably fall. Okay, so think about it. What happens to rain when the temperature drops below freezing? Hmm. Talk to someone near you who's in the house with you. Think about it in your head. What happens to rain when the temperature is cold? Some years, Washington, D.C. gets heavy snowstorms known as blizzards that bring city traffic to a halt and force the schools to close. There are other years when it only snows once or twice. This means that some winters are colder and snowier than others in Washington, D.C. What is it like during the winter where you live? Does it ever snow? When it snows, everyone works together to clear the snow. People use snow shovels to shovel snow off walkways so that others do not slip and get hurt. In many places where it snows, snowplows get to work clearing the streets. The big plow on the front of the truck scrapes the snow and ice from the streets. These trucks also carry salt or other chemicals, which they spread on the roads as they pass. The salt and chemicals melt the remaining ice and keep new ice from forming, which makes the roads safer for people to drive their cars. People should always drive and walk slowly and cautiously or carefully in the snow. Snow and ice are slippery, and whether you are walking or driving, you should use extra caution when the ground is covered with snow or ice. Okay, that brings us to our second question on our note catcher for today. It says, what are some reasons that it is bad to have a lot of snow? So if you want to write a complete sentence, you could put, it is bad to have a lot of snow because, or you could just put, it is bad because, and then think about it. Why is it not good to have a lot of snow? If you ever need to rewind the video to figure out an answer, you can do that. You can pause the video if you need to, and I'll keep going. I always cheer up when it starts to snow because I love to play in the snow. I like to build snowmen and have snowball fights with my friends. Another way to have fun in the snow is to go sledding. After a big snow, all you need is a nice steep hill, warm clothes, and something to ride on to go sledding. Okay, that's our last question for today. It says, what are some reasons that it's good to have a lot of snow? So you can say, it's good because... Make sure you're leaving those finger spaces. Make sure you're stretching out words on your own. Okay? After playing or working outside in the winter, it is always nice to come back inside to get warm again. Some homes have fireplaces where people light logs on fire to help keep warm the house. I love reading a good book by the warm fire. In places where it stays really cold in the winter, people also use gas furnaces and electric heaters to help keep the air inside their homes nice and warm. Of course, having a few extra blankets on the bed is always a good idea on those frigid or very cold winter nights. Winter is also a time when some people from different religions celebrate holidays. Christmas, a Christian holiday, comes on December 25th. Hanukkah, a Jewish holiday, also falls around this time, as does Kwanzaa, a week-long holiday celebrated by some African Americans. To celebrate these and other holidays in wintertime, sometimes people string colorful lights around their homes and neighborhoods. You should see Washington, D.C. during the holiday season. All of the lights make it a magical place. Another important winter holiday falls on December 31st, which is the last day of the year. This day is called New Year's Eve. January 1st, the day after December 31st, marks the beginning of a new year. January 1st is called New Year's Day. On New Year's Day, many people make resolutions or lists of things that they would like to do better in the new year. Last page. Luck and good fortune are common themes for the Lunar New Year, also known as the Chinese New Year, which is a holiday that falls around the end of January and beginning of February. The color red, thought to be a sign of good fortune and happiness, is the color chosen to wear during the festivities. Homes are decorated with red paper cut into designs, and happy wishes written on red paper are also hung throughout the house. Children often receive red envelopes with money tucked inside. The people who receive these envelopes are also supposed to receive good fortune in the new year. Feasting on fish, pork, poultry, tangerines, oranges, dumplings, and special cakes, families gather to wish each other good luck. There are so many fun things to do in the winter. What's your favorite part of winter? Okay, so that was the last page, but I do have some more questions for you to think about or talk to a family member next to you about. My first one is, what was the main topic or main idea of today's lesson? So think about it. What was this whole thing all about? Okay, it wasn't just about sledding, and it wasn't just about the Lunar New Year. The whole thing was all about one special topic. Think about it. Tell somebody near you, say it out loud, whatever works for you. Okay, now this one. What are some characteristics of winter? What are some characteristics of winter? So what are some things that are only true about winter? And this one, if you could post on Dojo, what are some characteristics about winter? I want to write what you guys say right here on the poster. So if you could leave me a comment and post what are some things that you learned about winter, that would be awesome. Okay. All right, I also posted a YouTube video, a fun one about winter for you that you can watch after this, and you also have a journal prompt to write about this afterwards. Okay, I hope you're having a great day. Thanks for listening. Bye.